Come on. I can send you a link to the live stream too if you want.
Yeah, I guess. What is that gonna do for me right now, though?
Yeah, if you don't want to, don't bother. I promise you, dude, it's gonna be like 2 people showing up.
So if someone just goes to your YouTube channel, will it appear there, the live stream?
It should be the first thing.
Sure. Okay. It wasn't there like 10 minutes ago. What I'm saying is, it will appear. Will it appear now?
I'll check right now.
Yeah. Bum, 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 ba-na-na-na, ba-na-na-na-na. You know what I mean?
There it is.
Nice headphones, bro. I remember my first pair of headphones.
These aren't even mine. These are Rohan's.
How is Ro? I mean, we'll talk about it.
Oh, dude, no, we're live. We can talk about whatever right now.
All right, so we're started.
Here we go.
Okay.
No, he's good, man. Like, I don't know if you know what happened, but basically, both of us were in India, and he called me. Oh, dude, no, we're live. We can talk about
Boom. Nice.
We were both in India, and he calls me, like, so he lives in the north and I live in the south, and there's a whole, lovely competitive thing there. But he called me up and he was like, "Hey, man, yeah, I went to the doctor and he said shit's not looking good." And I was like, "Oh my god, what are you talking
for
about?"
him?
Yeah.
Thanks.
So I was like, what are you talking about? He's like, "Yeah, man, my cholesterol is through the roof, and like sugar, beer, all that shit caught up eventually, right?"
Yeah.
And I was like, "Dude, Jesus Christ, man, like make sure you take care of yourself." And he's like, "Yeah, right. So here's part 2 of the shitstorm. Remember how you were sleeping on my couch for the last year?" I was like, "Yeah." It's like, "Yeah, I can't, I'm not coming back, man." And I was like, and in my head, the first thing I was like, "Dude, you take care of yourself. Like, moving stuff is easy. I'll take care of all that."
Right.
But yeah, basically it was like, "Yeah, man, I'm not coming back. I'll mail."
Is that like because of like visa issues and stuff, or?
No, literally because well, I think it's multiple things. One, the medical system in the U.S. is a little not as friendly, let's say, right? And the other side of it is he has like family friends who are doctors who are like there to help him and shit. Like, to the point where I think his doctor was like, "If you like have another drink, it could be like a point of no return. Like, you got to really take care of yourself."
Gotcha.
And so he was like, "That's my priority right now." And I said, "Man, I'm with you."
Well, Rohan, if you watch this, stay safe, my friend.
Yeah, he's doing a lot better.
Much love. Yeah, I mean, from what I see, he's doing great with on the studio tip. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's doing his thing, which is dope, and like putting out tons of content, which is the best thing he can be doing. So that's what's up, man.
Yeah, he's been doing good. But I basically had my place is like 90% his shit.
Oh, really? Okay.
So it's been good, dude. Like, when I say we're like bros, it's like I've been sleeping in his bed. I don't know what's I don't know what's on there, but I don't give a damn. It's like,
yeah. You'll be all right. You'll be all right.
Yeah, I'm using all his pots and pans. Yeah, I'll live. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Use his pots and pans. I got his couch. I feel weird. I didn't need to buy anything, so it was like,
yeah.
We're bros. Like,
how you been, man?
I know. Like, I feel weird.
You are doing your thing too, bro.
I feel weird saying this, but fuck it. 2020, as crazy as it is, looking outside, personally, this is like my year. Like,
isn't that the worst to say? But it's kind of true. It's like it started off so bad, but it's like I'm fucking killing this year, bro. You know what I mean? Out of nowhere. It's terrible to say, man. But it's not really. You know what I'm saying? If we can survive it, then yeah, right.
I don't think it's terrible, man. I think that should be looked at, like, even you. Like, I think it should be looked at as an inspirational thing. Like, despite the shit that's going on,
true,
people are crushing it.
Yeah, and it's hard in our industry to crush right now.
Yeah,
I had to shut down for a few months, just because like I didn't want nobody getting sick in here. I didn't want to get sick in here. I mean, whatever. I had a son in the meantime, so like for an engineer to get like a paternity leave and you know, find a way to get paid in the meantime while taking
Yeah.
time off. Like it's a rare thing. You know what I'm saying? So that worked out for me. Son is good, wife is good, everybody's good. So
dude, I can't like congratulations. I've already told you this, but like now it's on record. I congratulate you.
Yeah. Got a
But
baby
like
boy now, man.
that's wild. And he's so adorable. Like he's
Thank
just
you, bro.
growing fast.
Yeah. And he's awesome. He's awesome. He's like developing a personality now, which is great. Smiling, laughing. Yeah, already. Which is surprising. I don't really know shit about babies. You know what I'm saying? I'm leaning on my wife to help with me learning how to deal with him day to day. Yeah. I mean, but it comes natural too. But like, I don't really know the steps that
man.
he has.
I don't think it does come natural. This is funny because like I had like a long like this is another reason why 2020 has been really good for me. Is like I'm actually having deeper conversations with my mom. Like she doesn't know half the stuff I did here just to like make it and stuff.
Just to make it to where you are.
But like we started having these deep conversations, and like one of the things she said was like, there's no manual to being a parent. Like I just tried to teach you whatever I knew. So it's like the same thing, man.
Right.
Nobody should tell you like, or I don't know. There is no manual, man.
I mean, you know, day by day, you just figure it out. You know what I'm saying? The problems that we're dealing with now is just like, infant problems. Imagine like what's gonna whatever. That's down the line.
Bro, and he's like 18 and is like, hey mom and dad, I'm about to do this thing. I'm about to go out in the world.
Cursing us out and like, get in my room.
Oh no, hell no. None of that.
Yeah.
Like, this is my fucking house.
Right, exactly.
I can see you totally. Oh, jeez.
So let's talk music. Yeah, where's my water? I'm like looking all over for my water. I had anyway.
You had your drink?
I had a water. So here it is. Yeah, let's talk some music, man. What's up,
dude? Yeah, where did it start, man? How'd you get into music? I know you played drums for a while, but before that, what was going
on? I'd say it's been like a lifelong journey, honestly. When I was a kid, I really just wanted to play music. It was any musician, engineer, producer, anything involved in music, you kind of know. You have this like connection that you can't really explain early on from your childhood. You know what I'm saying? So I had that. I had like good music teachers in school who like put me onto things early, like Jimi Hendrix and like the Beatles, like was dug into my head at an early age. So I would just like go to school early and just like go to my music class and he'd let me just play their records. I'd sit there with headphones, just be like, this is crazy. And then from there, just like I wanted to learn instruments. It was hard for our family to really like pay for lessons and stuff like that early on, you know what I'm saying? So I kind of just like gravitated towards playing the drums. My brother like built me this fake drum kit out of like buckets, like I remember this, hung up onto like music stands, and I would just like sit there with chopsticks playing drums. And like that kind of just developed into, I finally like got my first drum set. I don't remember what age, maybe 12, something like that. Drove my neighbors insane, drove my mother insane. And just like, but that was it, bro. Like drums became life. I would say from there to like my entire teenage span, you know what I'm saying? Like I went to Talent Unlimited High School, which is a high school in the city. It's a performing arts high school. If anyone knows about it, it's like at the time it was kind of like if you couldn't get into LaGuardia Performing Arts because your grades sucked in junior high, like we all went to that spot, and that was like the hood spot. Like we was all in there like just bugging out. But the band, we had like a big orchestra band and jazz band, which I got involved with later. But we were fucking killer, bro, killer. Really? So like what, bro? We were killer. So we used to like have competitions through all the performing arts schools in the city. Like once a year they'd have like a competition. We'd smoke them every time, bro.
Really?
Smoke them every time. Even LaGuardia, which is like the high up prestigious joint, like we smoked them every time. So that was dope. Did that.
You were on drums for all those?
I was on drums, but not like drums. I was on drum set for a lot of it.
Snare?
I kind of just bounced around, bro. Like at some point, because I got really nerdy with it, like really learning like how to read music and all that stuff.
Wow.
Like timpani really caught my interest. Because it was like a little more challenging than just like playing a beat. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you had to read notes and like, you know, every before class we tuned them to like somebody would sit next to me with the bass and we tune the timpanis to whatever we're doing. So I got into that. Yeah, I bounced around. I'll play triangle. I'll play bass drum. It doesn't matter, bro. I just loved banging on shit.
Dude, I know nothing about this of you. That's amazing.
Yeah. I was a real band nerd, bro. Super band nerd. After school was, I think 2 days a week we had it was like a neighborhood marching band. So I used to do like drum corps 2 days a week too. Snare drums, the four toms in front of you. I ended up helping the teacher teach others. Like I was really about that drum life.
You were in it.
And then I had like a band I played in as well.
Oh shit.
So we rehearsed in my house. My house had like an attic. It was like metal. Like
no way.
Not like you though. It was more in that time.
Black Sabbath.
No. It was more in the time of like, not to sound corny, but like you remember Korn? You remember the band Korn?
Yeah, of course.
And like Limp Bizkit when they were that like
new metal stuff.
That new metal stuff when like rap started being, because we always loved rap. So it's like I would play to drums to rap, but like how interesting was that as a kid learning to play the drums? How interesting could that be? So I really got into like all kinds of music, and for some reason metal and like that kind of stuff really like did it for me. As long as far as learning drums, like Tool. Like learning Tool covers on drums, like
those are hard.
What's the drummer's name? Danny Carrier? I don't remember his name.
I'm
Either
not
way, crazy shit. So like, so just playing with bands and stuff like that. Used to do like at an early age, I was doing gigs around the city with them. Like being in places I wasn't even supposed to be at such an early age. You know what I'm saying? Like places that are closed down now, like CBGB's, like Coney Island High.
What?
Yeah,
no
like
way.
bro, I was in the scene like
you
earlier than I should have been. Hardcore music, like I got into like hardcore for a while and was like going to shows and like getting my ass kicked in mosh pits and shit like that. Yeah, bro. Those things used to be dangerous, man.
I can't stand those.
Yeah, no. Nowadays, bro, I'm in the back. Find me in the back with earplugs in. You know, I've been to your shows. I'm like, I couldn't hear your vocals really, but like, yeah, it's great, bro.
I love it. Yeah, I can't do those anymore.
Wow. So kind of just drums was everything. Graduated high school. It's funny, by the last year of high school, though, as much as I'm saying this was my life, I like took a right turn. It was like, yo, I'm not really fucking with this music thing right now. It's just like last year of high school, senior year, I took a tour at SAE. And I was like, all right, I'm gonna go to SAE and continue this music thing. I'm not really sure what SAE does, but like, and then I decided, you know what? I didn't go to college. So I'm like, let me join like the workforce, figure this thing out. Let's get some money. Because I like, you know, going out. I liked having money in my pocket, and like I wanted it quick. I didn't want to do illegal shit for it. You know what I'm saying? So I ended up just like bouncing around the jobs, and then just got completely sidetracked from music for a while. And
really?
Completely. For like my early 20s, ended up working at like an oil company in Queens.
Huh.
You don't know any of this, do you?
No, I know nothing. Dude, I know nothing pre-engine room. I know like the fact that you just told me that you used to play Tool, like already my mind is blown.
Yeah, like Deftones was my shit back then.
Oh,
heavy. Korn, Deftones, Tool. I mean, I listened to a lot. I listened to Dave Matthews Band. I listened to like, you know, all types of shit, bro.
Dude.
Because I would learn drums from all this stuff. For a little while, I had a drum tutor, which was dope. Not really into like someone telling me what to do though. But it lasted like a year or two, and I learned a lot of like the proper fundamentals of things with drumming. But most of my teachers were just like listening to headphones and just fucking playing as hard as I can in my attic to just different musicians. What was I saying? So out of high school, I ended up at this oil company. Was doing like customer service for this oil company just to like pay bills and shit like that. Like bills I was creating for myself. I didn't even need to create. You know what I'm saying? Like I wanted a new car. I want to lease a car. Like all this, you know, all the dumb shit you do in your early 20s. And then they had these oil truck drivers there. So they delivered the oil to different places. And I like heard how much they were making.
Yeah.
And I was like, wait, what?
Yeah.
I'm making this much to do that? So I'm like, sign me up. When I got a CDL, truck driving license, started delivering oil. And it was great. I mean, the work wasn't great. I didn't love the work, but the money was really good. For someone in their early 20s to be making that much money was cool. But I mean, getting back to music, I fucking hated it every day, bro. Every day I was like, what am I doing, bro? Like I literally did music my whole life. The whole plan was to do music. I'm like, so every day I'm sitting in a truck, driving this huge oil truck, delivering oil to like houses. I'm like, what am I doing? And then all of a sudden I would say
this
like
is early 20s. This is like
early
early
20s. I would say like 4 or 5 years into it. Something happened.
4 or 5 years.
Yeah, bro. Like I just got lost into it. Just got lost into that. Just making that money doing that shit and just thinking like, you know, you're a man. You're supposed to like get this like hands-on job and do this shit. Lost track of things. I ended up catching a DUI one night, going out, you know, drinking with my friends and stuff. So they instantly suspend your truck driver's license. They fire you instantly for that kind of shit. Like that's they can't mess with that. Which at the time I was like, oh my God, it was like the end of my world because like that's all I knew at that point. You know what I'm saying? And then I'm like, you know what, bro? Like, if I'm really back to square one, I might as well just go into what I want to do. Like, because I'm broke regardless now. You know what I'm saying? Like, I have no job. I ended up like having to move out of my apartment, move into my grandmother's apartment. Which it is what it is. I mean, it was a blessing. I was like, let's get back into this music thing. Shit. So like, hit up my boy Henry. Henry is like the illest keyboardist on earth. And I came up with him in Talent Unlimited playing in band and stuff like that. He always stood on it though. And he like plays with everyone, jazz, everything. He's amazing, amazing, amazing. So I hit him up, Mike, and he was 2 blocks away from my grandmother's house on the Upper West Side. So I'm like, yo, bro, I'm back, bro. And I'm really trying to get back into this music thing. He was like, yo, say no more. He's like, I just hurt my back and I need like an intern basically. Because he did a lot of gigs. He had a band. A band called Lifted Crew at the time. It was like a 12-piece like jam band. They killed, bro. Like they killed. They was touring crazy. He was like, yo, just like you have a car. Help me bring my rig to rehearsals and like just, you know, meet the guys and girls and be the roadie. So I spent, you know, a few months literally just like being his understudy, just like helping him with whatever he needed. And that opened the world of music back up to me.
Was this all free, like unpaid shit?
Yeah, free, bro. Free.
Yeah.
Because, you know, I did get fired from the truck driving shit, but I also got unemployment when I got fired. So it's cool. I had like, I don't remember how long unemployment lasts, but I had like some, you know, pay while I was trying to figure things out. So that was cool. Just did that. And then I was like, you know what? Let me take this tour back at SAE and do what I was supposed to do. So this is going to SAE students, right? That's who watches this shit?
Yeah. Yes.
Shouts to SAE. Yeah. This was still when they were on 34th Street. Took the tour. I was just like, this is it, bro. Like, I'm just seeing big studios, consoles. I'm just like, this is fucking it. I was very overwhelmed and nervous about it, though. And at the time, I didn't really understand what an engineer did. Like, I've heard of it, but like, I didn't really know what an engineer did. But I was like, I'm thinking in my head, I'm a producer. Like, I'm a beat maker. I'm a producer. Like, and I was all this time, even when I was doing the truck driving stuff, I had like GarageBand. I was making beats and stuff like that. Like, I never really gave up the craft. I just kind of put it to the side.
Yeah.
So I took this production class at SAE. They offered it in the summer times. It was like a short thing. And like, I fucking killed in that thing. And I was like, found the information so like dope. And like, I did well in the class, was cool with the teachers. And I just, from there, I was like, yo, this is it. So then, you know, a few months later, I just signed up for the actual program.
When was that?
2010, 2011, maybe. I don't know what they do now, but it was like a 9-month program they had there.
Yeah, I think it's a year now, a full year.
Okay, whatever. At the time, it was a 9-month program. Jumped into that shit and just like treated it like my job. And like a job that I wanted employee of the month of, you know what I'm saying? Like I was fucking going hard at school, like just killing it, bro. Just trying to be top of the class the whole time, which paid off because when I graduated, I like my job coordinator, Jeff. I doubt he's there. I don't think he's there anymore. Either way, he called me in early. He's like, yo, bro. He's like, I don't even know if I should say this right now. He's like, I'm not offering this to no one else. He's like, but you've done well, and I see what you're trying to do. He's like, I can get you this internship right now. This is literally, actually, this was like 2 weeks before the graduation. This is just like classes had ended. So like he got me this internship. I met with Benoit. I know y'all talked about it with Lee the other day. Good old Benoit. You know what I mean?
Wow. Oh my God.
So I took the interview with him. I guess I did all right. So I got that internship.
What was that interview like? Do you even remember?
I was nervous, bro. And I was just like really trying to make a good impression and show that I knew some shit. So I don't quite remember it because this is like, I don't know, this is in 2012. So that's a while ago now.
Oh shit, 2012. That's when
I
came 2012. To the US.
Yeah, that's when I started at Engine Room. For those who don't know, me and G worked at Engine Room together.
Was this old Engine Room, the 20-something street?
No,
or
this is the Wall Street joint.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
I didn't know anything about them before I got that position.
Yeah.
And then I'm sure I'm skipping stuff. It doesn't really matter. I just dove in, bro. Just dove right in. Just started interning, bro. Just cleaning up garbage and trying to help with sessions when I could. And you know,
who were the engineers there at the time?
It was Pete, Ivan. Joe was Joe was engineering. Remember Joe? What's his name?
Yeah, he's the guy in Pool Cosby.
Pool Cosby Joe, yes, exactly.
Yeah.
I don't remember his last name, but yeah. He was. I mean, matter of fact, the first like person of fame I met was like, they asked me if I could be a runner on one of Joe's sessions, and it was Jules Santana up there. I don't know if you know who that is, but like, bro, I grew up high school listening to like Dipset. OD listening to Dipset. Like, I really do you know who Dipset is?
No fucking.
Doesn't matter.
no, but maybe somebody out there knows.
You guys know if you're from New York and you came up in my era, you know who Dipset is. They kind of ran the city for a while. So I got to meet him and I was like, yo, that's crazy. And you know, just whatever, bro. Just trying to get up in that room. You know, you kind of had a long talk about this with Lee, so it's kind of a similar story with me. Just like doing what you can to just be in that room and help and show that you know what you're doing. And I kind of came in at
not overstepping any boundaries and shit.
Yeah, not overstepping any boundaries. I mean, I'm cool and like I don't really try to sweat nobody. Like, so I always play it cool anyway. That's one thing, like, you know, they tell you like stay out the way and like, you know, be seen, not heard. Like that shit just comes natural. Like to me personally, it comes naturally. Always just be cool and just seem professional. So I just did that.
Mm-hmm.
I ended up like breezing through that shit, bro. I don't know. Maybe it was the specific time I came in and it was like a transfer of some engineers moving on or leaving the studio. And like, but bro, I interned for fucking 4 months, bro.
Dude, this sounds exactly like what happened to me. Like 3 months, 4 months in, I can't remember the name of the mastering engineer at the time. I think it was Josh. Do you remember Josh? Kid, he used to wear a cap.
I never really fuck with the mastering guys like that. Yo, mastering's a whole other world, bro. I'm not. That's
Oh, so you just breezed through 3 months, 4 months in, and then what? GA.
And then it became GA. Did that for 4 months, and like started getting sessions in that time. Just because, like I said, I think some engineers had moved on or left, and like I happened to have got on this this Big Daddy Kane session, bro. And like, you know, the studio manager, Scotty, was like, bro, you think you can handle this? Like, I don't, you know, whoever was engineering at the time called out sick that day, I guess, whatever. He's like, you sure you can do this? I'm like, yeah, bro. Cause like, you know, I had been practicing a lot. And the knowledge I learned in SAE, I was going home every day. I had a little setup at my crib and I was just like recording people, recording, charging if I could, if not, just doing it for free. If it was my friends, it's free. I had some people, but you know, to all you young engineers, don't really be having people come in your house like that. It's a iffy thing to do, but whatever.
Mm-hmm.
At the time I was just doing what I could. So I was already pretty good, not great, but pretty good. I knew the basics of tracking into Pro Tools. I kind of knew the setup of the room already. So I just nailed that one session, and then from there, it's just like I started getting phone calls for sessions.
I feel like
I was still GA,
but I feel like this story repeats with
That's what I'm saying.
everybody.
I almost don't even want to tell the story because it's like you guys know the story. Because that's how it happens. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It all happens from someone else fucking up. So you just gotta, and we're all going to fuck up. So just wait for that person above you to fuck up so you can take a spot.
I don't know if fuck up is the right word, but I think the bigger picture is like when the opportunity comes, or in your case, the opportunity came because of someone's fuck up, but the opportunity may come just out of thin air. But
Right.
you were ready. That's the point that
That's
I
the
want to
thing.
get across.
That's the point everyone should understand. Like, it's the opportunity came, but I was so prepared for this fucking opportunity.
Mm-hmm.
Like I wanted this thing really, really bad.
Mm.
And I would say part of it is because I missed that early 20s window, which was all the kids I was up against were in that window.
Yeah.
And I'm like the old guy. So it's like you're already kind of like, you're kind of washed. You know what I'm saying? Like you're already the old guy. But it also, in my specific case, worked in my benefit because people would see me, they would see the 20-year-old and they would see the 27-year-old at the studio and automatically assume I've been doing this for like I already had the full beard, all that shit. So it's like you just automatically assume I know what I'm doing. So that worked for me. And I kind of knew what I was doing. So, fake it till you make it.
Dude, I'm sure you did know what you were doing, but like how was it because I have some students, like definitely this guy called Miguel who's in my class, who literally, it sounds like he's doing what you were doing, where like every day he writes maybe 10 to 12 beats, and every weekend he has a recording session at his place. Like he works. The only thing that I can give him advice on is just patience. That's it.
That's the thing, man. Patience. And you could tell them as much as you want, but I remember the feeling of like, fuck, bro, it's like, just give me that chance. I swear to God I could do better. It's like, it takes patience, bro. It takes a while, man. It takes a while. Yeah. And the thing is, early on, you're going to think you're good, but you suck. You suck, bro. You suck. You really suck in every way possible. You know what I'm saying? Like once in a while, I'll listen back to things that like, even big things that I did, like big artists that I was in the room with probably way too early. I listen back to it now. I'm just like, I shouldn't have done that. I shouldn't have done that. But I mean, whatever. Like it got by at the time, and everyone seemed pleased at the time. But like, you just got to keep going and learning.
Well, I also think that's like kind of your nature, or maybe it's just an engineering nature where nothing you do is good enough. You always want to get better. There's always a better mix out there.
Always, bro. Always. If I listen to a mix from last month, I'm just like, oh, I didn't know how to do. I didn't do this right.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like, and I'll love it in the moment. Be in my car listening on repeat, like I murdered this mix. You'll always find something wrong in what you've done. Oh, there's too much low end in this one vocal right here. It's like you're never satisfied, but that's good. That's good because you just keep getting better and better. Every mistake you make, you just gonna learn from it and grow from it.
Yeah, but like if you didn't love that process of just getting better and better and better, I wonder how patient you would have been. It's hard to be patient.
Yeah, no, I mean, I think Lee said that the other day. Like, if you don't love this shit, I mean, how many people have we seen around us just like flies just drop out, bro? Even in SAE, and I'm sure the students watching this can agree. Like, I started our class, I don't know, like 30-something people. 12 people graduated from that class, bro. Shit ain't for everybody, bro. And that's before you even get to the workforce where you realize I'm not gonna make $1 for like 2 years, bro. Not $1.
I try to tell those guys that like just get your skills up. Don't worry about the money right off the bat. Get your skills up.
Which is not easy for everyone, bro. If you're in a position where you can figure out how to like be broke but still have a roof over your head and eat food, even though like you're gonna eat bullshit for a few years, like ramen. That's the only way, bro. Because if not, how are you supposed to do this shit? Because you got to be broke for a while. You got to be seriously broke for a while.
Yeah, the people who come in,
but it works out.
Make money right off the bat, they usually drop out pretty fast.
Yeah, I mean they start and they're like trying to make $1. It's like, nah, bro, you can't right now. You just got to learn. Like school is like the fun. Like audio school is like you learn the basics. Like the fundamental stuff. Like the stuff that's like. Do I think about, like why a balance cable works? Like, no, I just use a balance. Like, I don't think about why it works, but it's like, you just understand these things. So you just learn these things, take the time to learn them. Like really take the time to learn them, and then you'll be all right later. And I'm not a nerdy engineer. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know me.
No, me neither. Like, I think I like some of that nerdiness to it, but and if I look at people like Mike Bader, I'm like, damn, how do you know all that?
Not that Mike Bader's a nerd. Shouts to Mike Bader.
But he knows his shit. Oh my! Like he would show.
You think I know how to take apart a compressor? I don't. I do not, and I don't want to know. I know how to use it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And I know. And I know why to use it and when to use it, which is, you know, I guess when you're doing the job, what's really important.
That's your job.
You know, shouts to the people who really, really learn the ins and outs of everything. You should know by now. You're teaching these kids. You know what I'm saying?
Dude, it's so funny you mentioned that. I couldn't sleep the other day because I was awake for hours. Like, man, I don't know half the stuff that these, like, people who I look up to, like, including Mike Bader, like, or like people like Vinny, who's like another guy at Engine Room. It's like, man, they know so much, and yet I'm being paid as a teacher. I felt guilty, man. I couldn't sleep. I was like, damn.
I mean, I feel the same way about just engineers. Like, I don't know the ins and outs of this shit, but I'm getting paid top dollar to use this shit. You know what I'm saying?
That says.
But anyway, so the GA thing happened. Just getting back to that.
Yeah.
Got some sessions, and then like I got an ego too quick because I got these sessions and I was doing these sessions, and like I could tell clients of the studio like liked me and shit like that, liked working with me. They would request me and stuff like that. So got a little ahead of myself, and I just like told the manager like, yo, bro, I'm not trying to do this GA shit no more. Like I don't care about the day-to-day tasks of the studio. I literally just want to engineer.
Yeah.
And you know, he'll just set you up to fail if you want. It's like, yeah, you sure? I'm like, yeah, bro, just call me for sessions. When I tell you I ain't get a phone call for months, bro, I became real scared. Then I was like, yo, did I blow it, bro? Am I out of this game already? Like, I should have stayed GAing. You know what I'm saying? Like, whoever was GA after me was getting all the phone calls.
Got all the sessions.
He was in the studio. You got to be at the studio, bro, if you want those phone calls.
Huh?
I'm sitting home waiting for the phone. That phone call ain't never ring. But it's cool.
Dude, that's so true. I don't know. Like, this is something that I don't know how this gets circulated in the culture, but there's this mentality that, like, yeah, when I leave, it's like they're going to be begging me to, like, no, shit continue. It just moves on. Next
guy. Even when I was like, when I worked my way up to like top phone call at Engine Room, I thought when I left, I'm like, this place is going to be devastated. Bro, they're good. They're fine.
Bro, there's always someone hungry coming right up after you.
Yeah. Good for them. That's what's up.
It's very smart. I didn't. It was hard to tell in the moment, but after like a few years of being there, I realized like, yeah, this place is gonna be okay for a while.
Yeah. They're fine, bro. They're fine. They have a lot of ways to make money, and they're good at what they do. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah. Whatever.
I wish they would just update that computer though.
I don't know anything about that. I don't know anything about it.
Oh, man. Being operations manager was fun, man. Trying to explain to you guys, like, yeah, we're trying. Like, give me a...
I probably would. I remember hitting you up at like 1 a.m, like, yo, what's up with this fucking computer? I would just curse you out 1 a.m, like, yo, bro, fix this shit or I'm not doing the session. As if it's your fault. Yeah, bro.
No, but I see it from your side of it as well.
Yeah. That's another part of it. When you're coming up in the studio world, like, man, these rooms are run through, bro. Like, there's so many people in and out of that room, fucking with settings on the computer, touching shit, like moving. It's just like, it's hard to keep track of that. So you kind of learn every workaround possible.
Yeah.
Especially in a room with that, like, you know, that SSL. Which worked sometimes. Some channels work sometimes. You know, it is what it is. An old piece of gear, you know what I'm saying? But like, you learn how to flex that thing. Yeah. You learn how to flex analog gear working in the studio. I would say every student that wants to be an engineer and wants to like come up with this music thing, get an internship at a big studio, learn that shit, man. Get put under that pressure, be humiliated, do all that shit. Because now,
what was the worst session?
I mean, man, I'm not gonna name names. They're just
no, you don't have to. Just experience.
oh man, there's this fucking one kid, bro. He was like an incredible vocal producer, incredible, but like the biggest asshole you'll ever meet in your life. Biggest asshole, bro. And I was like already pretty good at this shit, so like I my ego was up there too. So it's like, bro, he was shitting on me nonstop. Like, oh, you taking too long to do this. Why did it just like he'll say to do one thing and then like say the opposite, you know, an hour later, like just like all types of crazy, to the point where I told the managers like, yo, everything's going well, but like listen to me, don't ever put me on this session again. ever. I've had good experiences though. Like all the like
best?
I would say learning from Ryan Leslie was like the game changer.
Ooh, talk about that.
And that kind of stems from like when I left SGA, I ended up getting a job at another studio called Stadium Red. It's like Just Blaze's spot. He used to have it on 125th. It closed down now, but like ended up engineering there, and they like were giving me work and shit like that. And I guess that caught the eye of Scotty, the engine room manager. So like he was like, oh, you must be all right, bro. Like he started giving me phone calls again, and then I ended up just going back and forth to both those studios. I was just cooking up, bro. Like they used to have a late night special where they would do from midnight to 5 a.m. was like half the price at Stadium Red. So I'd work as much as I can at engine room, jump on a train, go up to 125th, work the overnight, go home, sleep a little bit, and then just do it the next day. I was
cooking back.
And then, you know, like what happened was something happened to Stu. I don't really remember the story, but like I fucked up somehow and was like on the verge of getting fired. Which is like that was like a once a year occurrence.
Just say like, what? That's nothing new.
Yeah. That's nothing new. But like this time was like pretty serious. But what happened was Pete was engineering for Ryan Leslie at Engine Room. Ryan Leslie is like a big client of Engine Room. He comes a lot because, you know, like he had a place located somewhere by Wall Street. Like it was, you know, walking distance. And he like, you know, he has a good relationship with Scotty and shit. So he booked, Pete couldn't do it. I ended up on the session and it was like throw you into like a whirlwind session. Like, oh, he wants to track live piano. He wants to track drums, have a guitar amp ready, have a bass ready. And I'm just like, you know, us engineers in this day and age, we usually just track vocals. You know what I'm saying? Like this mainly what we do. But I have the ability to do all that, especially being a drummer. Like I've always been pretty good at tracking drums just because like I know what exactly it's supposed to sound like. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So that's easy for me. Long story short, I killed that session. And they reported back. I guess Scotty asked him, like, yo, did he do all right? And Ryan Leslie was like, yo, he's great, cool. And that's what kept me at the studio. They were like,
yeah,
you know, if he didn't vouch for you, we would have let you go. But like, he seems to really like you and he asked for you again. So like, you can stay.
And for those of you who don't know, that's kind of how Ryan Leslie works, right? He'll have everything set up and like everything just has to go.
Even if he don't touch it, it doesn't matter. Like he still wants a full setup literally every session. So then I just got involved with him. He was working on an album at the time.
Is this the MZRT one?
Yes, Mozart, yeah.
Oh shit, yeah, I assisted on that. The mastering side.
Oh, dope. Dope. And I convinced him to have it mastered at Andrew because he was mastering that shit somewhere else. Yeah, I was like, yo, what are you doing, bro? Like, you work here, you might as well. Either way. I just learned so much from him, bro. Just like watching his workflow and just like his mentality. How he creates drums. I mean, he does everything, bro. He fucking does everything. He's in charge of everything. He had photographers that would like literally just shadow him at all times. And he was like shooting music videos while working on a record, while taking meetings from like Dubai, like just like a beast. So just seeing all that kind of like put things in perspective and like just humbled me down to just sit there, learn, and don't fuck up. And that's exactly what I did. So I ended up working with him for like a good 2 years, you know what I'm saying, at Engine Room. A couple days a week. He would like, well, especially when we were really getting close to the album, like we were just like locked in for weeks on end, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, bro. I mean, what better teacher can you have than like Ryan Leslie?
He's such crazy. An interesting artist.
Yeah,
producer.
Bro.
Very interesting approach.
And you kind of pick up like business tips and how to move with business and like.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I mean, he's
just by watching him.
Just by watching his movie, like I would say 25% of the stuff he does in the studios is like coming in for meetings. Like he'd work on a record, put it aside, and then he has like some business people come in and he'll just sit there, take a meeting, and like everyone just had to sit there quiet, couldn't interrupt, couldn't say nothing, and I didn't have to leave the room, which was cool. So I just sat there and just listening, just like, this is crazy.
Wow.
Y'all talk about $1 million deals right now.
Yeah.
And I'm like broke.
So you're still not at that point where you're like normal life.
Bro, I didn't like see money, like substantial, like adult
like
grown-up money. Yeah. Until I stopped working at a big studio.
It
is what it is. Like you need that experience. Like this is my studio. If you see in the background, this is Blendworks Studio in Brooklyn. Me and my boy Samir, who also worked at Engine Room. I think you're gonna have him on the show, right?
Hell yeah.
We started this studio because like we just learned so much, and just learned the whole operation of the studio. Because at Engine Room, it's like a lot of it is like, all right, we're out, so here, manage this fucking multi-million-dollar studio, guys, and we just did it. We just held it down. So you kind of learn this shit in and out. So we figured like, yo, let's build our own spot. Got a little business loan together and all that stuff, and then just literally built this entire room from scratch. And then you're in charge. You know what I'm saying? I've been making my own money. I'm not cutting anyone else a percentage. This is all my money.
And just to like, and I'm not saying this just because like I'm blowing smoke up your ass, but like your studio sounds so good.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
So clean. Like,
yeah.
I am like having a hard time deciding between your studio and the mastering room at Engine Room where I prefer to work. Like I'm not even joking.
Yeah, and that's tuned by like some, I don't know who the fuck tuned that room, but they did their thing in there. I don't personally like the mastering room. Like I could never mix a record in there.
Interesting.
I mean, I guess I'd have to get used to it, but like,
what is it about it? Mid range or?
I don't fucking know. Low end was like a little loose to me. I don't know. I would go in there to like if someone mastered a record for me, I'd go in there and just sit with them and just be like, I don't know, bro. This thing sounds like
where
shit.
were you sitting?
I mean, I'd sit on the couch, but I'd also sit in the center seat. I just wasn't accustomed to the sound of that room, so I could never like sign off on a master in that room.
In that room.
Yeah, I'd rather, I use Dan Millis for all my mastering.
Dude, this is, what is this, episode 4? So he's been mentioned 3 out of 4 times.
Let's go, Millis.
Like the only person who didn't mention him was somebody who's not even an audio engineer. Like he is a beast.
He's great. He understands the mix. He doesn't like impose his sound onto my mix. Like he understands what I've done. He'll just enhance it a little. You know what I'm saying? That's all I want. I don't want you, some other mastering engineers, it's just like, bro, did you fucking hear the mix I sent? Like, what is this? It's like so different. Like I mixed it a specific way for a specific reason. You know what I mean? So
yeah, I wonder where that comes from. I don't know what that's about.
I think it's an ego thing, bro.
Really? Yeah.
I'm not naming names, but like you can give a master to some people and it's just like, bro, I've been doing this for this long. Like this is how I master. This is how the record sounds. Like I'm running it through my chain that does well. And bro, not every song is just like, it doesn't work for everything. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, you're at the end of the day, whether you're the mastering engineer, mix, recording, or even the artist, you got to serve the song. What does the song want?
Right. Exactly. And that's jumping ahead to like mixing, which is what I basically just try to do now. I do a lot of tracking still, but I do tracking more towards basically my mix clients, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like if I can meet a mix client, I really like their work, and like we have, we develop a cool relationship. It's like, yo, come to my studio. Like, how much you paying over there?
Yeah.
Literally, I have the same gear here for like half the price.
Jeff's asked. You remember Jeff Greenspan?
Yeah, that's my boy, man.
He's asking what kind of gear you got at Blendworks. You have some new gear, right? Some earphones?
Yeah, so like basically I have a dedicated vocal chain when it comes to tracking. So if you come here, it's pretty specific what you're gonna get. You're gonna get this one chain because that's the chain I like and that's the chain I built and that's it. As opposed to go to a bigger studio, you can options. Pick options. You pick and choose what mic you want, what preamp you want, what compressor. I'm running a Neumann U87 through a Bay 1073 to a Tube Tech CL1B.
Classic.
Classic. I mean, you can't go wrong, bro.
Yeah.
And I know how to flex the gear, so I make it nice.
Into the UAD?
I'm using Apollo as the interface. Yeah.
Nice.
Not really adding any gain. Literally nothing's happening except just the interface and the Pro Tools. All the stuff is happening to the analog gear. But like I was saying, like I work with people and I've gotten into a role where I'm like kind of vocal producing now with certain clients. like if we you know dig each other's sound and all that stuff, like you know when you're coming here, I'm gonna direct you, like I'm gonna tell you how many takes to do till it's right, or like how to sing it. Specific clients, and that's something you learn over time too. And that really came from me from mixing, because
Really?
there's so many times. Yeah, there's so many times I'd get records, and I'd just be like, oh, why did you settle on that take? Or like the amount of stacks they did were either too many or too little or not the right, or they fucked up in the stacks. I'm just like, yo, there's so many issues I'm dealing with mixing other people's stuff that other engineers track. It's like, I'd rather you come here. I'm gonna track you for a mix.
Yeah.
And that's just my approach to it. Like, I'm gonna track you to make this mix that I already have in my head. I'm already 10 steps ahead of this artist, you know what I'm saying? But I'm gonna track you exactly how the mix needs to sound. I'm even gonna lay it into the Pro Tools session the way I'm going to mix it later. Right. So like when I open that session later, I'm just gonna like swap out some of my, you know, like plugins and stuff to like the more advanced stuff that, you know, takes a little more attention.
Dude, it sounds like you're producing basically.
Yeah, a lot of the time. And then, you know, other times just you send me stems and I just give you the sound I think it needs to sound like.
Works best.
Yeah, but
well,
I love
limited those. You limited those because you didn't get the overall say.
Right. And also like I'm trying to like not work on stuff that I know I'm not gonna help you. I'm not gonna like, it's not a good.
So that kind of that brings me to a question I wanted to ask. Like, are you at that point where like you can work on what you want to work on?
Not all the way. The way. Getting there. We've kind of restructured the studio to the point where it's like now this thing is running all the time. Even if I'm not personally doing the work, even if Samir's not personally doing the work, like I have a couple staff engineers working now. Nice. So
yeah, what's the name of the manager? Forgot his name.
Jeremy Jacob.
Oh, shout out.
Yeah. Who actually was one of my number one clients. If you check out my stuff, you could check him under Heiko.
That's Heiko. He's in the chat. That's
Heiko. Yeah. Is he?
Yeah.
What's up? Hey, matter of fact, look, Heiko right here, bro. Woo! Yeah, that's the bro, man. So he's managing the spot now, and he's so he comes from like the music scene. He's been doing this for a minute, and he also like is super like on the corporate side. Like he just knows this shit. So he's killing, bro. Like he's been in that role for maybe a month now, and just like the uptick of business, bro, is like unbelievable.
Really?
And then, like, we hired some staff, and like, cause I'm, you know, I can't be here as often now. I have a, you know, a newborn at home, so I need to be able to be home with my wife and the baby and like help out. But I also need to make money, so that works. So the reason I say that is because now I try to get someone to send me their music before they send it to me, and if it's not my thing, I can just pass it down the line. You guys interested? You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't have to work on it. As opposed to a few years ago where it's like, it doesn't matter what I'm getting. I have to mix it because I have to get better, and I have to build my name, and I have to
make money.
Bills, yeah. So now, I'm just trying to get into a space where I only work on dope shit. Dude. And I only do dope shit. Because if a song sucks, bro, the mix sucks. And it's, you know.
Yeah. Well, not only that, like if you're not into it, you can't give it 100%.
You can't, bro. If you're like resenting the song as you're mixing it.
Yeah.
And then the revisions come, and you're like, you have the audacity to ask me for a fucking revision. You know
that ego kicks in fast.
I've had to learn, I would say I only learned it at Blendworks here, to really just check the ego, bro. And really like learn, like I was saying about mastering, like mix this song for what the song needs, not like mixed by Sardi is gonna sound like this on your record. Now I'm just like, I'm really, and I got a lot of help from Ant. I know you and Lee talked about Ant last joint. You know, he's a mentor to us all. So I'd like hit him. I'd even send him records. He'd be like, nah, bro, you've done way too much. Like I had this one song where like I had like revisions. They didn't fuck with it. I sent him the joint. He's like, bro, just strip everything off and just like do less. Like let the song really speak to you. And like he really put it in my head, like let the song speak to you. Like these shits, even the instruments are like, these are not like live instruments. These are like samples. So like a lot of it, the work is done to these samples already. He's like, you don't need to do so much. And literally from that moment, bro, my mixes have become, you know, night and day different, bro. night and day.
Dude, Ant seems, yeah, he's another one of those, like, he is a mentor, whether he
Yeah,
wants to admit
yeah,
that or not. Like, even for
yeah.
me, he was like, he wouldn't even say that much. Just,
Right.
man, I wonder what he's up to now.
It's working, bro.
Yeah, is he still in New
Working.
York or he went to
I mean, you asked the same
Atlanta?
question to Lee. I don't know, bro. He's
I
he's
can't
around the world,
remember.
bro.
I
He's
honestly can't remember.
yo, like Lee said, he's a ghost, bro.
It's like a
You feel
mountain
me?
man.
Yo, he's
Mountain man.
gone, and then like he pop up with like a huge record out of nowhere. Like, damn, yo.
And that must be a cool life.
And he put me on. So when I had to close this spot, I had to like kind of take my rig back home, and I don't have speakers at home. I don't have a treated
This is
room
when
at home.
COVID hit.
When COVID hit. So I had to get hip to like mixing in headphones again, which is something I haven't done in years. I know you just put out a video about mastering in headphones. How it's like mastering and mixing in headphones is not
Stressful.
the greatest. So initially I was stressed, and so I got my first mix to do in headphones. It was like in March, whatever. So stressed about having to do this because I've really like dialed in this room. Like I really know this room inside and out. So I just sat down and listened to a bunch of records in these headphones right here, these Sennheiser joints, and just got to work. And then like my reference point is my car. Because I drive a lot, so like I'm always listening to music in my car. So I literally just know the second something's off in my car for some reason. It just really does it for me. Like if the bass is like, if it's too much bass, I know it's too much bass because of that car and shit like that. So either way, whatever. I mixed it in headphones, got in the car, and was like, done. I was like, oh, I know how to mix in headphones. Nice. Yeah, bro. Like, so I just, for the past few months, I've just been mixing in headphones, bro. And
Damn,
I'm like,
what does that even mean?
It means I feel like I've gotten to a point where I just kind of know how mixes are supposed, like how my mixes are gonna sound, how they're supposed to sound, and what to do. So even like muscle memory of how I'm EQing things or compressing things is like you kind of know how much compression you're gonna be adding to a vocal when you're in the studio. So like, why would it be different in your headphones? So you don't overdo things because like I would never overdo that in the studio. So why would I overdo it now in these headphones? So you just kind of like give it that awkwardness for a little while in your headphones, and like, this doesn't sound right in these headphones, but like it translates. You know what I'm saying? So I ended up getting pretty good at this. And then funny shit is like I just got back to mixing in the studio, I don't know, like 3 weeks ago. Came back. Somebody sent me a record I did a mix in the studio. I'm like, boom, nailed it. And did it in like 3 hours, bro. I got in the car. It was some of the thinnest vocals I've ever mixed in my life. I was like, what the hell? And I knew before I left, I'm like, yo, I haven't mixed in the studio in a while. Let me transfer this session onto my hard drive. Got in the car. It was all the effects were perfect. Perfect. Because it's the same thing, but like the vocals were like thin and weak. I had to get home and just like put these headphones on and then beef everything back in. I had to correct my mix and headphones, bro. It was like terrible, but got through it. Sent it to the client. They were happy. So it was cool. Yeah, bro.
Damn, bro. That again, I can't say enough about your. I can't believe you guys built that shit.
Me either.
Like, no, I'm not even joking. When I first came there, which was a couple of years now.
It's like 3 years ago.
It was 3.
It's like 3 years ago. Yeah. G was one of the first clients, by the way.
What? Really? No way.
Yeah, you came on early with Synergy. Early.
That was like a whole thing. But like, when did I do the first session?
I don't even know.
I feel like it was after that.
You were early on. You were definitely early on. Yeah.
I just remember like when I first, like I guess Samir helped me set up the session. I was doing a vocal tracking, and I listened to the instrumental, and I don't know if I said anything in the room while he was there, but in my mind I was like, "What the fuck? Like, this sounds so clean. The low end is so well. The low end. That's what I can't say enough about. You have controlled the low end. Like dude, if I could like have that room as like my casual listening room, I'd be so happy.
It's great, bro. It's great. Came across these speakers, just because like relationships I've built. An engineer reached out to me that I worked with in Stadium Red. This guy named Evan. He's like, yo, I got these speakers. He's like, I'm moving and they're just too huge for the room I'm moving to. I'm like, he's like, can I sell them to you? I'm like, shit. He's like, take them for a week, put them in your studio, see if you like them. These eaves. You remember the 3-way eaves I have?
Yeah.
Amazing sounding, bro. Bought them shits on the spot. And then the paneling. Yo, bro, we learned how to build this studio week by week. You know what I'm saying? Like, and you think you know some shit because you learned it in school. Like,
No, you don't know shit.
I'm not an acoustician, bro. I don't know this shit. I'm sure if a real acoustician came here, they'd point out some shit, but like, it's
Dude,
tight and it works for me.
That. Yeah, no.
And you speaking of the low end, like, we built a lot of this stuff and then just started working and playing records. And I was just like, and I would just start to realize the issues I have. And then just like, because me and Samir really built everything by scratch, like everything you need, we just go get material and build more. So like, yeah, the low end was still a little wonky and shit like that. So like, I'm like, well, we need one more panel down here on behind the desk that'll just really absorb this sub more. Put that joint in, and then like,
you literally figured it out.
Just figured it out. Just listening and adding and listening and adding and moving things until it just worked. So like, yeah, it was weird for like the first few months here, but you know, now it's like, it's great.
Have you ever done that for anybody else's studio?
We kind of got into the business of like doing these panel things for a little while, and then just like became too much of a pain in the ass and didn't pay enough. So it was just like, nah, I'm good, bro. Like, go figure it out.
I thought those people make a lot of good money.
Sure they do, but if you a lot of people who reach out, they reach out like, wait, you want how much? I'm not paying that. And it's like, okay, all right, bro, then fucking figure, I don't know, go buy some Oralex foam. I don't know what to tell you. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you want real shit, like, it costs money. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's,
dude, I bet you if you found some clients who want to pay money, I would trust you to do that.
Yeah, you know, and it was cool for a while. It's just not quite my thing.
I feel you.
When we expand, you know, the next few years.
Oh, what?
When we expand, you know, yeah, we'll get back to building some more. But like, for right now, I'm just, you know, I'm just working. We're just working as engineers for now. You know what I'm saying?
Dude, yeah, I think it's a great spot. I think it's.
Appreciate that.
I can't say enough about the fucking sound. It sounds so clean, and it's like the high end isn't harsh.
Yeah,
you know, like the mid range is like nice and even, and the low end is just.
Talk about it. Yeah, it's great.
Yes!
Yeah. I mean, it's the room I dreamed of. You know what I'm saying? Because the reason I left, I mean, there's a few reasons I left Engine Room, but you know.
Yeah.
You know, I was like, yo, I really don't need someone else for this. Like, I don't need someone else for this anymore. You know what I'm saying? Like, I would need someone for these celebrity clients, but it's like, I found myself not even wanting to be in the room with those anymore.
Mm-hmm.
They just became, I think, you know, like those things become a pain in the ass. The entourages and all that other shit. It's just like, you're spending more time worrying about like babysitting adults than you are engineering.
Making music, making
music, like just doing the like. There was so many sessions of like these celebrities that would come in. I mean, we never tracked. Like, I didn't do shit. Like, I just like ordered pizza and like made sure they didn't spill beer on the console. I'm just like, yo, this shit is miserable. I just want to work on music. And that's been my thing always, bro. It's just like, all right, how do I just work on music though? Because I'm not that great at, like, I didn't even want to come on this thing, bro. Because, you know, I'm not like, I don't like speaking to people a lot of the time.
No, I'm
you can ask anyone that knows me well. Like, I don't, like, a lot of the time, bro, I'm just like, I don't want to talk, bro. I just want to sit here. You know what I'm saying? And if I could just sit here and just like shape music to like get to that pro sound, that sound we all love, and like that's the reason we started. I was like, how do I get my shit to sound like the radio? And like, and then you get your shit on the radio, and it's like you feel part of it, and you know, so that's dope. So like, all I want to do is just work on music. And that's why I hired this manager too, because it's like, I don't want to deal with people anymore, bro. That sounds terrible. I love all my clients.
No. Dude,
I really do.
But there's nothing wrong with that, dude. It's like,
not everyone's made for that part of it. Like, I'm not made. I'm not made to like bargain deal. Like, I'm just,
dude. Perfect example is me and Rohan.
Right.
Like, Rohan's really good at like connecting with people and talking, and me, I'm kind of like you. It's just like, just give me something to mix or something.
Right. I mean, I had a client come in this morning. Fucking dope session, by the way. Like, shout out to Jeremy fucking that up. That was a dope ass session. Yeah, a guy came in and killed it, but like, you know, came in, he was still making small talk. You had 3 hours to accomplish this song and give him like a good rough mix. I'm like, okay, so like mid sentence, I'm like, so what are we doing? Like, let's get started. Like, let's just get to it. Let me show you why you've come to me. Like, I'm not the small talk guy. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's just get to this music. So
that, but your work speaks for itself.
Appreciate that, bro.
Dude,
I appreciate that.
And I think with you and Millis, like, that's a fucking dream team right there.
It is, though. It is, bro. And that's what, like, people who have come to work with me, like, really realize it's like a one-stop shop when you come to me, bro. Minus the production. I don't really handle production. I don't handle beat making. I'm not really keeping track of producers' beats to hand out. It's like, yo, do your work before you come here. But when you come here, I'm gonna do my work, and we're gonna make a dope record. You know what I mean? Yeah, I really like the thing you said. If maybe you could repeat a little bit of it about the singer or the vocalist coming into the studio.
Yeah, you seem to like that one,
bro. Because it's like, a lot of people like, singing or being a vocalist is truly a gift. Just like being an incredible drummer, being an incredible, I mean, whatever your talent is, like an artist, like someone who draws, like not everyone can do it. So coming prepared and just like, it's an instrument, bro. You have to like really learn your shit. So I kind of like hate when someone who, I'm going to just try this fucking singing thing. Like, what, bro? And then just be like flabbergasted why they can't make it. It's just like, yo, you're up against people who like, this is their life. This is their life since they're 5 years old. They've been trying to do this. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, whatever you said, yeah, bro. Like, and it kind of like, it made me think too, is like, let me not be too hard on singers because like they have to think. It's like, why the fuck? It's like, why can't you sing? Like, why is this note so fucked? It's like, yo, it's a lot, bro. It's a lot. And then just go ahead.
Dude, no, like that's something I think I learned from being a singer, but I also heard in passing from Chris Griffin. It'd be like, a lot of people think these vocal sessions are the easiest things in the world. Like the amount of like stuff going on in a singer's head and the stuff that it makes to like the amount of factors that are in play for somebody to be able to sing with emotion and delivery and power and lyrics and pitch and timing and all this stuff.
Right.
Dude, if you drink or eat the wrong thing before your session, who even thinks about that?
Right.
Like, you know what I mean? There's so much that goes into it.
And that's what a vocal producer is good for. You know what I'm saying? There's times I'll have artists that are great come in and they're like really like nail the part, but it's like, yo, bro, you're doing great. I literally just don't believe you. Like, where's the emotion? Yeah. Like, you really have to sell that emotion. That's not an easy thing to do, bro.
It's not.
I even like, sometimes it helps to like, I'm like, yo, what's the music video? I learned this from another producer. He had this artist like stop. He's like, what's the music video for this song in your head? And he like sat there with this artist for like 20 minutes and they just talked about the music video for the song. And then he was like, all right, cool, let's go. He's like, you're in that music video. And she like fucking nailed it after that. I was just like, that's a great tip. And I use that all the time now. I'm like, yo, what's the music video? I'll ask them. They're like, oh, I'm just driving in this car. And I'm like, cool, now you're in this music video, right? So let's sing the song again.
That's a really cool strategy.
Yeah, bro. It helps, bro. It really, I mean, with some people, they don't need that shit, but if I can help with that kind of stuff, all my LEDs in here change colors. Like, what's your favorite color? Like, let's set the mood for that. And then offer customer service. Yeah. This is tips for, other engineers and stuff. Like, there's bottled water here, there's tea here, there's fucking coffee here, there's snacks here. Like, whatever it takes to get you like right to like get these parts done. And we can get the best takes, like, let's do that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, otherwise we're just wasting time.
Yeah. And, people usually book shorter sessions here. It's great, bro. We just get here, like, you deal with, like, a lot of, like, long sessions at the big studios, like, and like I said, 75% of that time just be a party. That's why I love it, having my own space. Like, you come here, it's just to get this work done, get in and out. Like, go have fun with your day now. Like,
right.
Yeah,
you're here to work.
Right, you're here to work. That's cool.
Because there's no like worrying about image or anything. You just want to capture the best sound.
No, I mean, the room looks decent. You could take some Instagram pictures here, but it's not like like an A room at a studio where like you want to make sure everyone sees that you're in this A room.
Right.
Here, you take a little picture. You're on a mic. Cool. let's get to work. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I feel like I haven't helped students enough. So if you can,
No, dude, are you kidding
ask me
me?
some.
Do you know how much information you just like? You don't know it, but I know as a teacher, like how much information you just gave. The How do you say this? The information is in the story and the journey that you explained. Trust
Right,
me.
right,
Like
right,
they have classes and courses to be like, this is a compressor and this is
right,
how you
right.
like, no, they
Yeah, I'm not
okay,
here for
whatever.
that part. Like, you're
Yeah,
gonna learn that part, but
yeah,
like,
they're gonna learn that. But this is
yeah,
somebody who has done it.
right.
They just want to know like what's your journey, and like you just explained it, dude. I learned so much. I had no idea about anything prior to Engine Room. I don't know
Yeah,
nothing.
yeah, yeah,
My literally before this podcast started, like 30 minutes into this podcast. Okay, before that,
yeah.
I knew you as just Danny, the hip hop fucking mixing engineer, recording
Right,
engineer. I
right.
don't know musician. Like, yeah,
Yeah.
you mentioned you played drums, but you just a lot of things.
I don't think you've seen me play drums, which is weird. Cause
I might have seen you play a beat or
okay,
something,
okay.
but the first time I even got a sense that you knew what you were doing was when you brought like your own drum microphones. I
Oh
think it
yeah,
might have
yeah.
been for a Ryan Leslie session. I don't
Right, right,
remember.
right, right, right. Yeah,
And
I
I was
had.
like,
Yeah, yeah,
I knew you as the hip hop dude. I was like, how the fuck does he know all this?
yeah. I mean, that kind of stuff has hurt me in my career too, because like
Eh,
you end up working on so much like hip hop and shit like that that like they just think you're not a
mm,
well-rounded engineer. Little do you guys know that I literally can do anything, bro. Because
but
I
I
come
would
from a
rather
world of
have
really working with instruments, you know what I mean?
that. Like you
So
know your shit.
I know my shit, bro. Not so great at I'm like notes and reading music and all that other shit, you know what I'm saying? But like I
No,
just
no, no,
I just know
no.
my shit as far as how things are supposed to sound.
Yeah, no, no. Like I think the issue you're saying is like you're more known for the hip hop stuff,
Yeah.
so people assume that all you know how to do is record vocals and mix hip hop,
Right. Right.
which is
Right. Right.
a fallacy,
Yeah.
complete false, right?
Yeah.
And that's like one of the reasons why like I get a lot of shit from my students. My students shit on me a lot, but in a nice way. They're like, "Why didn't you have your plaques, bro? Why didn't you?"
Yeah.
The real reason is because I don't know, like I don't do a lot of that stuff. I
Right.
like my
Right.
kind of music is completely different. Like
Right. Right.
if I told a rock band like, "Hey, I just did the assisted on the Fergie record," they're like, "I don't care. Can you do these
Yeah, but
drums?"
bro, I mean, get your fucking plaques, bro. What are you doing? What are you doing, bro?
I will. I will. I got to. I get
I
so
have to
much
sit
shit.
down and make that happen too. I'm gonna have Jeremy help me out with the paperwork and shit. Like I
Ooh.
get some plaques up, bro. You know, it looks good.
That's the thing. It's an image thing, and I
Yeah.
get it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I can't remember how much they cost. I think it's like 200 a piece or something.
Don't matter, bro. If you walk in the studio and you see plaques, I mean, a lot of people just. It's about having people trust you, bro.
Yeah.
It brings up another point. Like recently, very weird. I've been having a lot of people like want to attend mix sessions.
Mm.
I'm not into that. And I just
Clients.
think it's because clients. Like they want to like, new clients like, yo, do you mind if I just attend the session? Like, how will that help? But whatever. And that comes from clients maybe not researching their engineers or like just not trusting them.
Yeah. Yeah.
With their sound. So like I was saying, like, it's about getting people to trust you. And
yeah, they're nervous. Sure.
Yeah. A person coming in first look, they see plaques, they're like, oh, he's done big shit. So he knows, you know what I'm saying? Like I have a resume, but like, what am I going to do? Like pull up my Google and like, yo, look, done that. Just so you know, I can handle your session because I've done those sessions. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
That's what a plaque can kind of do for you.
That's a good point. No, like look at that. Heiko is like 1,000%.
Yeah, right. He'll tell you, bro. Like, he would always tell me when he first became a client, like he did his research though. Like he looked me up, seen who I worked with, like, and that gave him confidence to just come in here and just like, I'm here to just be an artist. You do your job, I'm gonna do my job, and then that's why we've been cooking, bro. Like he's releasing shit all the time. You know what I mean? And great shit. Yeah. So trust your engineer.
Oh, man.
If you find an engineer that that your sound is working with, just let him do his job.
You trust the right engineer. There are some people who will, like you said, put their ego first and completely mess up your track.
Right. I mean, yeah. So on a first meeting with the engineer, it's hard, bro. You never know who that engineer is. Like, even if you go to them A-list studios, you might be ending up with that.
Random GA.
You might be with that intern that got his break that day, and you're like spending how much money? Fucked up. It's fucked up, bro. It's fucked up. You come in and spending $150 an hour, and this is kid's first session. It's rough, bro.
I mean, hey, if he's crushing it, but yeah, you never know.
Yeah, he's gonna be crushing. He's gonna be crushing them vocals. This is what he's gonna be doing, bro. Shit, I did. You know what I mean?
Oh my god, Jesus, that's such a good point. I never thought about that.
Anything else we ain't brush up on or touch on?
Oh, dude, you know what happens every time I do one of these? I write a bunch of like notes and I never look at them. Okay. I just end up never looking at them. It's like it's just cool to just listen to you guys. Like what? Okay, look, my notes.
I mean, because me and you always just talk for hours anyway. I mean, this is I get up with G in the studio, we just sit and talk, bro. Like.
Yeah, no, we had a lot of good times, especially in that smoke room and everything.
I love everything y'all was saying with Lee. I mean, I'm just like assuming everyone who's watching this has watched his, so I'm not gonna just repeat his information, but like, all those times we were hanging out, all that stuff about Engine Room being like a daytime and a nighttime, all that shit was dope, bro, and that really put us on the game, bro.
Yeah, I really that place really acted as like just a learning ground.
Yeah. And I got really good at pool.
You know, there was a time I used to beat Leonard every time, and now he's just whooping my ass.
I heard he's good. I heard he's real good now. I might still smoke him, but
he's doing well. I think I'm gonna see him tonight.
I'm talking about just pool wise, but yeah, he's killing the game out here.
Killing the game though. He's working.
Shouts to Leonard, bro. Killing. Everybody's killing, man. Everyone in our circle is like keeps elevating.
That's true, isn't it?
It's fucking amazing, bro. You gotta love it. Yup.
Leonard, Lee, Gabe. What's Gabe up to? I think he's doing live sound at. Last time I saw him, he was doing sound at Knitting Factory.
Really?
He was working the desk. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Dope.
Yeah, man. There's a lot of cool people that came out of there. That shit was.
Man. Ask me some questions, bro.
Ask you some questions?
You said you had a list of questions. Let's run through them quick.
No, it wasn't even questions. So like I write topics down, but I feel like we hit all of them. Like music growing up, you already did that. Drums, we talked about that. How'd you start as engineer? Said that. Engine room, we talked about that.
Yeah.
Dealing with clients, we did that. Biggest clients, best clients, worst clients, Blendworks, studio manager. And I guess the last thing we didn't talk about, we kind of talked about, but it's like you're at a point where it's like, would you say like you're like living normal life, like, you know, like people who have jobs and just regular 9 to 5s, is this normal life right now? Is this like, would you consider this like,
you
know what I mean?
Yeah, took a minute, but not wealthy, but
no, but like,
saying,
not stressed, not constantly stressed about where the next paycheck is coming.
Right. I'm not there anymore, and it's like nothing compared to what it used to be. Like, bro, I used to ride my bicycle from 94th Street all the way down the West Side Highway to Engine Room at fucking Wall Street just to get to these sessions, just because like I was saying, these big studios, you're not going to make money. So I'm like in these rooms with these $1 million artists, literally can't afford to get on the train to get there though. Mm-hmm. hitting the manager like, yo, bro, can I get paid? And it's like, yo, the label ain't paid yet, so like can't pay you. So yeah, I don't even know how you want me to get to the session, bro. I don't even have money for train fare. So, you know, like I was saying before, just get through that. Huge. If you really want to do this, get through that shit.
But what kept you going? Because you never knew you were going to make it and get paid.
I just knew I was destined for greatness, bro.
Whoa, nice.
And I'm still, you know what I'm saying?
Self-belief.
Yeah, it's just like, you know, because I've told you my story. Like, so many things have tried to take me out of this, and I just keep gravitating back towards it. So it's like, this has to be the thing I'm supposed to do. So I have to make it work. I have to make it work, and I have to make it work on my time. And by what I mean time is that, like, I opened this place because I don't like working for someone else.
Yeah.
I don't feel someone else deserves my money for the work I've done. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
In the beginning, they do. They're putting you on. They're teaching you. So don't get that attitude from the jump. But like, you get to a point where it's just like, yo, bro, I'm actually good at this. Like, I'm really good at this. I know I'm good at it. Once you just know you're good at it.
When did you realize it? Like, do you remember the mix that you were like, okay, I got this?
Had to been like yeah. I mean, I don't remember the specific like time or artist. It was just the last year of being at Engine Room. Like I was killing and like just getting mad phone calls and then just like every mix I was doing, giving up half the bread to someone else to use their room or whatever. I'm like, yo, the amount I'm spending by giving to someone else, I can create my own business and just like let's say I'm taking half of it away and just put it to bills, like paying for the studio. Like I'd rather be my own thing. I come in here when I want, so I do what I want. I work with who I want. I charge what I want.
Bro, I remember you talking about this before you had even started it.
Yeah, you know me, bro. I always like, I don't like answering to people. I don't like having a boss. Fucking can't stand having a boss.
Dude, you were like one of the toughest engineers to like go back and forth with as the operation. I loved it. Like it was like it forced me to like get my shit together. Like you and Lee.
What do you mean by that?
You and Lee, like always, just like, yo, the backup's not working. What the hell's going on? Like, yo, how do I access this session? Or like, but like, it really pushed me to like want to be better. And like, I think, but that's the thing. Like, you as the engineer, you're trying to do the best job you can do, and in order to do that, you need other people to do the best
to do their job.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Basically,
it's a team effort, bro. And I don't like, being in other studios where like if shit's failing around you, you're now the face of that studio. So it's like now you have to feel you're the failure of the room. Why this don't work? It's just like I was home 2 hours ago. I don't know. Yeah, you're the
there's
face.
An actual like you can say it's a studio manager or it's this guy, but they don't know anybody.
But that's the thing. Yeah. If you throw your studio under the bus, you're a piece of shit. So be the fucking face. You know what I'm saying? You're not gonna be there forever. Don't be a piece of shit. Don't throw your boys under the bus. You know what I'm saying? Just be like, I don't know, bro. Like, we're trying to work it out. Not sure what just figure it out. You know what I'm saying? Just don't throw people under the bus. That's whack, bro.
Yeah, you can bring it up to them later and talk all the shit you want.
Right.
But in front of the clients?
Yeah. Just be like, let's figure it out. You're gonna find the workaround. You're gonna be pouring sweat, nervous. They don't know you're having a full-blown panic attack in your head, but you'll get through this shit, bro.
Oh man! So the last year, Jeff asked a question: are any mixing tips that really changed the game for you? See that?
Do less.
Yeah, that's a good one. See, I would have just been a dick about it and be like, "That's such a vague question. I don't know."
No,
but
literally,
that's good.
I'm telling you, there is a game changer to this shit. And put that in perspective. It's like early on, you feel like because you're charging money to these people, you have to do something to every single instrument vocal. Like you have to do so much because you feel like guilty if you don't do enough. They're paying you. Bro, sometimes I get a snare drum and the snare drum sounds good. Why am I gonna do something to the snare drum? So like when I say do less, I mean you still have to mix the record, but like don't feel you have to overmix because they've paid you. They're paying you to level. Maybe they like what they've done. The producer really likes what they've done already. Why would you change the sound? You know what I'm saying? So
serve the song.
Serve the song. That's the tip, bro. Just serve the song. Put the song first. You can figure out you have a sound. Like I have a sound. Like I have a set amount of like reverbs that I use, or I'm gonna drop them into every session and I'll tweak a little from there. Like but that's kind of my sound. All these reverbs and delays I've designed over the past 10 years. They keep evolving and evolving. Yeah, that's my sound. I'm never giving that to someone else. But like, if that reverb doesn't work on that record, don't be like, it has to because it worked in the last 5 records. That's it. The reverb's out of here. It's done. So do less, serve the record.
There you go. Who's is Gina your mom?
Gina is my mother.
Sardi? I love hearing all this. So proud.
Oh,
dude, that's dope.
She's been number one supporter since day one, bro. She used to drive me to my gigs. She had I don't even remember what kind of minivan. We used to pack up my drum set. She'd go double park around the block while I did the gig, pack up the drum set, take me home. Yeah, number one supporter. Never wanted me driving the trucks. Always said, get back to music. It's crazy to have a parent. It's crazy to have a parent who like knows it's rough to make it in the music industry and still encourages you, like, because she always knew my musical ability and like whatever. So she's like always pushed me to do that.
Hey, that's a great mom. So big shout out to Gina Sardi.
And my wife too. My wife always been a supporter. Even when like I was broke.
Yeah.
She'd have the job and hold things down. You know what I'm saying? Always. And to this day, bro, like I met Jeremy through my wife,
No way.
who now has become like a crucial part of the studio. You know what I'm saying? It's like it all works. Family's great. You know what I'm saying?
God, you're a fucking man.
I could go on for hours. I have so much shit.
You're a family man.
It's crazy,
you're
right?
a business owner. You're a
Yeah.
mix engineer. You got dude. You're like the epitome of making it.
And now the new venture is like I have employees now, so like I ain't going to business school.
Wait, so what is the next thing for you? If you've made it, technically.
I didn't make shit. What do you mean if I made it?
No, but you definitely.
When do you make it?
Yeah, maybe that's not the way of saying it, but like you don't want to get too comfortable. So what are you hungry about now?
Just to get bigger and better, bro.
Expanding.
So it's about working on. So now that I've made that change to like only working on records I really fuck with, now let's just make these. I want to take my real mission in this studio is not to reach out to like the label already signed artists and like just work for him. It's kind of more to like find the indie artist who's now on the verge of getting to that real pro level and just needs that one engineer that can like just whoop, put them over to like they just missing that one element or that sound to really get them there. And I mean, my whole team, this studio is geared towards that. We're gonna take you guys, we're gonna make you sound pro, and then what you do with that is still the artist's problem. I mean, I'm not gonna fucking help you with streaming it. That's your problem. You got to figure that out. I learned this, you go learn that. You know what I'm saying?
Do your job. Yeah.
Everyone got to do their job. And now, like, we're really at a point where now just taking these guys who are really talented and don't quite know how to channel it into like getting it onto like playlists and streams and all that other stuff. Just getting their music to the level where it can sit against someone who is signed to a label. You know what I'm saying?
I love it.
At a cost that you could afford.
Very reasonable.
Right. If you save a couple dollars, bro, you can afford this shit. Like, don't buy sneakers, buy studio time, and you can make it happen. You know what I mean? Damn. So that's where I'm at, bro. And just growing the studio, expanding the studio.
Dude,
I'd like to at some point have a big live room to start.
Oh, I knew it.
Yeah. I mean, how much vocals can you really track? You know what I'm saying? Like, especially being a musician, like I just want to have a place I can sit down and play drums. I live in an apartment in Brooklyn, and this room's not quite big enough for a drum set. So, that's kind of a goal I have in the next 2 years is to have a bigger spot.
Dude.
Yeah, with a few more rooms. You know what I mean?
That's that would be dope. If you could get like a live room or something.
Dope. Super dope. I'm looking forward to it. It's gonna happen for sure.
Well. Dude, I don't know like what else to say. Like, when's your session? 4?
4, yeah. I gotta go piss and all that stuff though.
Yeah. So I don't really have anything else. I just want to say like thanks for coming on. Like
thanks for having me, bro.
Dude, it's good to talk to you, man. It's
hell yeah.
And it's a lot of knowledge you gave to a lot of people out there.
I hope so. I mean, I feel like I was just rambling about dumb shit, but if you can take some, if it helps a little bit, whatever, bro. Also follow me on Instagram and you can just hit me and ask me questions. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So what is it? Mixed by Sardi.
At Mixed by Sardi. Yep.
And the studio is at Blendworks. All this will be in the description below.
The studio is
Blendworks NYC, right?
I'm a piece of shit. Hold on, bro.
Checking it up right now.
When I tell you, bro, I'm not involved with that part of it.
Yeah, it's
studios at blendworks.nyc.
.nyc. That's it.
Check us out. Will be very happy.
This is one of the best sounding rooms I've been in ever.
Appreciate you, bro. Thank you, bro.
I'm serious.
Thank you, bro. Great talking to you, man. And thanks for anyone who watched this.
No, a couple of people did. You actually might be the person who got the most number of live views.
Let's get it. All right. Thanks, guys.
It's 7 girls, but it's like whatever.
That's 7 more than 0. Let's get it.
All right, dude. Let's call it.
Good talking to you, man. Peace, bro.
I'm gonna stop this live stream. Peace, guys. Fuck, man.